Hi everyone, this is your second video on revision. This one focuses on revising your writing for more precise words. Um, Great, let's begin. Um, all right, so first thing written here is going beyond the thesaurus. So thesauri are wonderful. They help you find similar words. They can be one of the tools that you use in improving your first drafts or your second drafts. Um, but the first thing to realize about why thesauri aren't the be-all and end-all of word vocabulary elevation is that words aren't interchangeable. If I wanted to revise the sentence, the dog is being good today, I might revise it by saying, the dog's sleek disposition and love of soft couches rendered him agreeable on Tuesday. So in revising to choose that new sentence, I identified in the first sentence that being good is being and good and today are words that could be improved to be more precise. And then the words that I picked to improve those words, sleek disposition, love of soft couches, render, and agreeable, don't insert directly into the spots that already existed in the first sentence. Trying to plug words in directly from the thesaurus in ways like that will not always work. Um, so this is what it would look like in that case, in this like sort of ridiculous case if we did it that way. The dog is rendering sleek disposition and love of soft couches agreeable Tuesday. Sort of sounds like Mad Libs, if you guys are familiar with that, if that still exists. So that doesn't work. Searching a thesaurus and plugging in words is not the entirety or the majority of how you should revise for vocabulary elevation. That's one of the reasons why computers can't write beautiful essays and speeches yet. Humans are still necessary for some things. I think we're glad for that, right? So this is good news. You need to think and reshuffle in order to try things out, in order to improve the vocabulary precision in your essays. You need to use your brain, and you'll get better at it with practice. And it's a great, great, great skill to have. So this is great news, and there are ricocheting benefits to increasing the vocabulary precision in your essays. There's a good chance that increasing vocabulary precision will deepen your analysis almost, I don't know, 87% of the time, maybe higher than that, 96% of the time, it will do this. Because it's making you think more completely about, more deeply, more specifically, more analytically about what it is you want to say. The word good isn't good enough for you in this instance. The dog is being good today, or agreeable, whatever we had above. Instead, you want to say, you want to be more precise about what the dog is being, if that were what you were analyzing. So it will deepen analysis, which is one of the hardest and most important things to do in improving our writing. It will increase clarity because you're being more precise, more deliberate about which words you're using. And it will even affect the relevance of your arguments and succinctness. So all of those categories that were referred to in the first crisp revision video. Revising your writing in one category often has a ricochet effect, kind of like how being nice to someone, good to someone reverberates throughout your day and your life. Good breeds good. All right, enough of that. Okay, so different categories in which to increase word precision. You should start with verbs. Verbs are the most important part of speech, most important for power, for succinctness, for most things, everything. They're amazing. Start with them. Here's a list of some good verbs, good precise verbs. The first two lines, the sustain line and the evolve line, these are kind of like medium level verbs, you might say. You probably know the definition of all of them already. You can use them, you just have to think about using them. And then the malign, appraise, and reciprocate level. I got these, I think, from words I used for ninth grade vocabulary. So as 11th graders, they should be words that you hopefully know some of, know all of. Um, And then there are, 17,000 million more words of this kind in English. So that's good news too. Okay, after verbs in importance are nouns. Here's a small sampling of some specific nouns. These are all abstract nouns, and abstract nouns tend to be the things that the words that will be helpful to focus on in improving the nouns in your essays, in your English essays at least. If you're writing in science, you might be writing about titrates or lateral moraines or whatever those wonderful things are that I've forgotten. Specific subjects go along nicely with nouns. So a specific subject is just like you're packing a good amount of information into the subject, is what I mean by it here. Jack's insane display, the names here are taken from Lord of the Flies. Simon's attempted transfer of knowledge, any remaining innocence, the vanquished chief, reconciliation. So the more specific a subject you have, the more you take care of just right off the bat in your subject, the more succinct and specific your sentence will probably be. And then after you've evaluated for which verbs and nouns you can improve in precision in your essay, then you can also improve adjectives and adverbs. All adjectives and adverbs that are apt, like that are suited for what you're trying to say, tend to be great, but they need to be used sparingly. You can't let your essay ride on adjectives and adverbs. Verbs and nouns should get more focus. All right, so some examples to improve. These sentences are about Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston that you will have the option to read during junior year. Janie's first marriage is not what she desired, but being raised by her grandmother, she had no choice. Add a period there. Okay, so we could improve the words that bear extra specificity are maybe the first verb is, what she desired, had as a verb that could be more precise, no choice. There's just basically no desires, maybe a sort of strong word, but there's no like banner word in there that we're really proud of. And it's not that you need a banner word in every sentence, and everyone's going to have a different writing style, writing voice, but you want to have maybe a banner word in most sentences, at least one. So here's how we could rewrite it to be more precise. Janie's first marriage deeply disappoints her romantic sensibilities, but was inevitable due to her grandmother's control of her upbringing. So we've got lots of specific nouns that we've added here. Romantic sensibilities, romantic's an adjective, sensibilities is a good specific abstract noun. And we have control, so that's being more specific, I guess, than choice in a way. Upbringing. And then we have the verb disappoints, and we have the adjective inevitable and the adjective romantic. So we've got a little bit more information there, some banner words, some precision. All right, another one about Their Eyes Were Watching God to improve. Jody is a dreamer. He tells Janie wonderful things and is able to marry her. Okay, so we've got is and tells and is as our main verbs. We have wonderful things, which could evidently be more specific. And dreamer, that's all right maybe, but we could maybe do better. Jody's tendency to expansively dream creates for him wonderful visions of the future. He shares these with Janie and lures her into marriage using them. So we have a specific subject, lots of information packed into Jody's tendency to expansively dream. We have a infinitive phrase there. And then our main verb is creates. Good, solid. Wonderful, so expanding on wonderful visions of the future, so being more specific than things here. He shares these with Janie and lures her into marriage using them. So two solid verbs here, compound verb, he shares and lures. Good. All right, so your turn. Besides, of course, doing this in all your essays, so whichever essay you're working on now and every essay you ever work on again, you have this opportunity to increase precision of your words. This is a skill you'll continue building and continue building and continue using. But here are 3 examples for this particular homework assignment. The Jack and Ralph, that's about Lord of the Flies. Pip, about Great Expectations. Hamlet, about Hamlet. If you don't remember these texts, these characters well, in order to add information like specific and true to these texts, just make up information. Just have the goal of increasing the precision of the words, even if what you're saying is nonsense. Maybe it's better if you try to remember what happened in the book, but maybe not. Just work on word precision. Okay, great. See you soon.